here you have this amazing job.
Yeah.
You have this marriage. And what is deemed to be success is feeling like failure.
Yeah.
So it's like...
Say that again, please.
Yeah. Like,
nothing worse than looking like a success, but feeling.
Yeah.
Feeling
like a failure.
Sure. 1 + 1.
I can't do.
I love that. That's so powerful. I don't even think it needs to be.
The sapiosexual platter.
We calculate the financial cost of everything, but seldomly do we ever calculate the energetic cost. A lot of you are very good at making profitable decisions, and I'm saying a lot of you because I'm not counting myself in. A lot of you are so good at making profitable decisions that are energetically bankrupting you. It's like you're so focused on the visible returns that you don't see the invisible depletion. So today on the podcast, we want to equip you on calculating the energetical return on investment. Because what Lila Pile, you're tired and we don't want that anymore. My name is Bel Abo Ame.
I am Shatani Samalakai.
Rala Mugela on the sapiosexual platter. Yes, so we're bringing new energy. We're even just bringing our dialect because Setswana is a nice language. So you'll be hearing more of that.
Absolutely.
But first and foremost, I want to say welcome to you, the viewer. Welcome to you, the leader, the person who's very intentional about the mindset that they're going to have. Here on the sapiosexual platter, the people that watch are those who want to elevate themselves. The people that watch are those who are mindful about their energies. So congratulations on making it here and working on your energy.
Absolutely. Because your energy is
power. Cheers.
Cheers to power. Cheers to energy.
Honestly, energy is.
Yes. I love this topic because, like you're saying, this is for them more than it is for us. We long arrived.
Honestly.
I call myself an energist because I long recognized the power of energy.
Yes.
And how a lot of us are really making decisions without factoring in the energy component.
Yeah.
We have completely underestimated the energetical component of things.
Yeah.
And I think there's even a confusion where I do think like the issue with Gen Zs is that they feel a lot. But I think that they are onto something with that. You know, they get into a workplace that's toxic. I don't feel like I like this.
Yeah.
And because I don't feel like I like this, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
And then the rest of us millennials and above, we criticize them because we are like, they don't understand that life is not about feeling. You know, sometimes you have to brave through those feelings. You have to ignore them.
Yeah.
And then we cite like a badge of honor the countless times in our lives where we ignored our feelings and ended up attaining a particular achievement.
Yeah.
I am the CEO now because 10 years ago I was bullied and I ignored it.
Yeah.
I am this successful business now because I made the sacrifice of not spending time with my family and friends. But for me to do that, I had to ignore feelings, suppress them, which in a sense can also equate to some form of energy. But today's topic is bigger than feelings.
Yeah.
It is acknowledging the component of energy.
Yeah.
And how a lot of us really in everyday decisions, we ignore it. So we end up depleted. We end up burnt out.
Yeah.
But of course with the titles, but without the fulfillment.
Yeah.
And I think that's something we need to start looking at more and more.
Yeah.
Is when it's all said and done, have you not only accomplished the thing you set out to accomplish, but are you happy? Do you have a bounce in your step?
Yeah, but why do you think people end up ignoring energetical alignment? Like, how do people arrive there? Because it's one thing to be like, oh my God, you have the title and you have all it is.
Yeah.
And you are emotionally or energetically bankrupt.
Yeah.
What is it about reality, as you're saying about the Gen Zs, that makes the Gen Z very mindful and intuitive and discerning about what energy that they want? And then,
Yeah, I think it's because we reward optics.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think there's a lot of reward around optics. There's there's a reward around you won the Grammy, you won the Oscar.
Yeah.
And the moment when you're saying your speech, that time is grandized so much. And what happens after you win the Oscar, after you get the Grammy, after you get the award, the achievement, that isn't really ever discussed because we have grandized the 1 minute moment of glory.
Yeah.
So I think we live in a society that rewards optics.
Yeah.
And that's part of the reason why we ignore energy.
Yeah.
I think we also confuse activation with alignment.
Yeah.
So just okay. So it's interesting because the energy conversation can be a little bit complex in that sense. Activation is energy. The fact that you're happy, the fact that you're having this intense moment, the fact that you're kind of feeling accelerated, and then you kind of confuse that with are you aligned?
Yeah.
It's like a wedding, like your wedding, you get married, and it's glorious. You're in white, it's beautiful, it's grand, it's activating, it's attractive, it's magnetic, and you just confuse that moment with, but am I really aligned? Am I really in the right relationship? There's so much energy that's being given to this thing that then it makes you for a moment kind of forget, but am I really walking in my purpose? Am I walking in light?
Yeah.
And then I think the third thing is this scarcity mindset. It's like people think that if you don't take this moment, you don't take this opportunity, regardless of whether it doesn't align with you. If I don't accept this man, if I don't marry him, I'm getting into my late 40s or in my late 30s, and I haven't found love. And if I don't take this man, that's it. You know what I mean? Even though it doesn't feel right, but you're feeling like time is up. So I feel like it's a scarcity mindset that makes people underplay the role of energy in our lives. Yeah.
That's so interesting because as you're speaking now, I'm just thinking about what is the impact of this. Like, if we don't address this topic, where would people end up? Like, why is it so important to address this topic?
For me personally, I think that we end up with success, but burnt out. I think that's the biggest one for me. It ends up
in relationships that deplete us. That man you're talking about. Like, your time is running out. Let me just settle with somebody.
Yeah.
And that is actually you just creating havoc in your life because that's not a relationship that aligns. I think that the biggest one of why we should have this conversation, on the podcast, we just talk about purpose, and we hope that the people that watch are driving that purpose forward. But the biggest one for me recently that I've realized is like saying yes to rooms that shrink you. So like knowing I'm on this journey of purpose, I'm trying to align with certain people, I'm trying to, get business or do this. And then the next thing is you're chasing people and you say yes to them. But every single time you enter that room, instead of it expanding your energy,
magnifying your energy,
it shrinks you. You shrink. Now you're over negotiating, overselling, over justifying. So I'm like, it's important for us to have this conversation with the people, because I'm sure the viewers watching and wondering, this is an unorthodox topic and a conversation, and that's what we're here about on the Sapiens Sexual
Absolutely.
Platter.
If it's unorthodox, we're there.
Yeah, we're enlightening. And people also just tend to accumulate wealth and lose their vitality. So it's like you arrive at 60, 70 and you're just tired, you're alone, you're miserable, you're around people that you don't even know why they're around you.
And it's a trend. I know a lot of wealthy, like monetary wealthy people, and I can say that there's very few of them that I genuinely aspire. They're just kind of like, yo, you've made all this money, but if making all this money is what it becomes, then I don't know that I want to sign up for this. You know what I mean? Yes, we will make our millions, but you want to make your millions and still be happy.
Honestly. So let's talk about it. Because we've coined a term, guys, and we call it the invisible cost of sacrifice. In this, we call it an energy debt. That if you make your decision on the visible returns and you don't mind the invisible depletion, you get yourself into an energy debt.
I like that. What's clock it?
Clock it. Why are you looking like you're in an energy debt? If you see the producer right now, the way you're looking, Tabo, it's like you're having an energy debt. Like, come on, are we not charging you up? Let's get serious.
So let's talk about that, the energy debt. What is the cost? Because it's debt, right? So debt means that there's a cost. So what is the invisible cost of failing to factor in energy?
The invisible cost of failing to factor in energy, I think the starting point is like your decision-making process. What influences your decision-making process? Because obviously if you want to remove yourself out of the debt or to be mindful to make the choices that don't put you in an energy debt, it starts with your choices. Like, what influences your choices? Do you make choices based on people's statuses, money, positions, external validation, fear of missing out, scarcity? You ignore that energetic alignment and you're like, is he rich? Is he titled? Oh my God, what if I don't meet somebody else? The scarcity that we talk about. So I think when you make decisions based on status, money, external validation, fear of missing out, scarcity, you then neglect the alignment component in your internal world. And then over time, that depletion compounds, because obviously your vitality is going to go down and down and down and down and down because you're not making decisions that increase your life force, increase your vitality. If anything, it depletes. And then the compound of that depletion, at a point you end up feeling like, I'm burnt out. But you're like, I maybe work 4 hours a day and I work on this project, but after it I don't have energy and time for anything. I'm just so depleted. Then you'd find people who make decisions based on alignment and how they'll be like, I don't get tired, you know, I woke up at 5 and I was doing this and then I went to sleep at midnight. I didn't want to sleep. I had so much energy because they're making decision based on how it's activating alignment within them. And the more alignment you have, the more vitality you have. Because it's like, as you're doing things that are more aligned, they increase and they magnify your energy. So therefore your vitality keeps on increasing.
I love that.
And it radiates into everything. So like an energy debt will just look like chronic fatigue, irritation with the people you chose, procrastination in the business that you built, loss of attraction in a relationship that made sense on paper, where you're like 1 + 1 is 2 on paper, and then 1 + 1 is not 2, you know. And also just quiet resentment where where you don't have resentment, and then all of a sudden you just have this energy of resentment and you're just like, what is this and how did it come about? So those are the little things to look out for in terms of whether to spot whether you have an energy debt. But yeah,
I like that. They say, do what you love, never work a day in your life.
Thank you.
And I'm just thinking about, you know, the current state of unemployment in this country. If we just really look at how our kids, our children. Look at me, just assuming
Yes,
the
your
big
mom.
sister role, the
Your
motherly
mom.
role. Bana ba rona ba tsaya ditshwetso tsa gore ba bereke eng, ba sa tlhaloganye botshelo, ba sa lebe se ba sa ratang, ba sa lebe ka ha ba bopilweng ka teng, le gore modimo ba netse, you know, specific talents.
Is this you? Hey, Lutlile are vernacular.
I really think so.
That's beautiful.
I think that if we are to make a change,
So
even just
dramatic.
starting from this year, as we get into, you know, the Form 5s who are going to start making decisions around where they're going, what they're going to study, I think they should be in all these career fairs. Somebody there, like maybe we should even start the sapiosexual stall.
Yeah. But I don't even know I agree about these career fairs.
No, but you see, that's what I'm saying. I don't mind them.
Yeah.
I think they're missing the energy component.
Exactly.
To say,
Exactly.
go and find out your options. There's a million options.
Yeah.
There's many careers that have money, that look grand, that can guarantee a specific outcome.
Yeah.
But as you're doing that, also look into, when I see this thing, when I look at this thing,
Yeah.
does it align with who I am, my talents, my skills, my vision for my life? You know what I mean? And I think that's how a lot of us end up in the energy debt that we've been speaking about, procrastinating, burnt out, is because when we made the initial decision around even just entering this portal, because it's portals,
Yeah.
you didn't factor in who you are and whether it makes you feel alive, you know? And I think that's something that one can look at even at the beginning.
Yeah.
When you're making decisions, does this make me feel alive? And I want to say it is, we've also kind of normalized, I talked about it at the beginning, pain. Or like it's supposed to be like this dragging, it's supposed to kind of go up and down. Can I just say, even with this podcast, it's one of the most natural things that we've ever done.
But we do experience pain though.
There is pain, but there is a joy.
challenge,
There's a joy that generally surrounds it.
Yeah, true.
There is, even when you think, oh man, I can't believe we're shooting on this day. I'm so tired. I'm so this. The moment you come onto set.
Yeah, and you sit.
And it's like, oh my gosh, I was born to do this.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
to clock that. You know what I mean? And but if I think about just from the beginning in terms of the planning process, that filled me with a lot of excitement, that filled me with a lot of energy. To execution, even with all the ups and downs, there was always life, there was always vitality. Even now, to just continuing and maintaining it.
Yeah.
There's still life and there's still vitality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what I hear you to say, and for the viewer, those will be very good in helping the viewer to sort of be able to ascertain and factor how to process energy and what aligns with you.
Yeah.
Because then what I'm hearing you say, especially with the career of like, oh, what is my talent? What are the options? It requires, factoring in energy requires a whole lot of self-awareness.
Yeah.
Because the issue that we're having now is that a lot of people make decisions without self-awareness.
Yeah.
And we only had our awakening just 6-7 years ago.
Yeah.
So you can trust and believe as adults awakening. Prior to that, we were making decisions, never factoring an awareness of the self.
Yeah.
And factoring in energy and calculating energy requires so much self-awareness.
Absolutely.
So that's the starting point. Like, okay, do you know what your talents are? Do you know what naturally comes to you?
Yeah.
Do you know what you're passionate about? Do you know that thing that excites you? Because a lot of people, when you ask them, do you know what your passion is?
Yeah.
And it's like, they're like, I don't know. I don't know what my passion is.
Yeah.
You know, so self-awareness is so important. Invest in self-awareness. And then the other one is just like, if you don't have self-awareness, just slowing down. Slowing down. We're always on this red race. I must achieve this. I must do this, that. And then it's just like you compound decisions that are taking you to your south than your north. And then one day you wake up, you're depleted, you've compounded the wrong decisions over time. And you know what's so crazy? I was watching this other podcast that I like called the Uncut Podcast. And they like to do this thing called dilemma. And then they gave a dilemma of a guy who was married to a woman for 9 years. And
Yeah.
he's like, I've been married to this woman for 9 years.
Yeah.
We dated for 3 years. I proposed. We married for 9. Or we've been together for 9 years. Dated 3, married 6. And I wake up and I go to sleep every single night knowing I'm not in love with her. He was like, I was heartbroken. When I came out of that relationship, I felt like I wanted to settle. And the next person he met, he dated her and settled with her. And this woman feels like him and the husband are soulmates. And she is always saying, oh my God, we're soulmates. And he's like, I don't know if I even ever was in love with you. I was just heartbroken, you know? And I'm like, after that heartbreak, had he slowed down and really ascertained what is it exactly that I want out of a relationship, out of life, out of marriage, then he would have literally made a decision that compounded his energy instead of waking 9 years after the fact and saying, I'm so depleted
Yeah.
by marrying and having children with the wrong person. He's like, I feel guilty every day.
Oh, shame.
So yeah, slowing down is a big one.
I think slowing down and then having the boldness and the courage to cut it off.
Yeah. Speak on it.
Yeah.
Walking away.
Yeah. Because I'm like, he surely didn't recognize 9 years after the fact. But I think initially I have compassion for him.
Yeah.
And then afterwards I have absolutely none.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, you cannot drag someone for 9 years knowing that you're not in love with them. You know? And it's like, yo, once you recognize, like, this is not it.
He
you
said
know?
he thought he would like fall in love. So yeah, walk away from validation, guys. Walk away. Say no to opportunities that look shiny.
Because I think that we're afraid to just to backtrack. Yeah, there's a cost for people.
Backtracking.
People have made an investment and it's painful, and there's gonna be that fury, that anger. There's obviously gonna be the cutting off.
Yeah.
You know, somebody can then after that word say, you know what, this is crap. I don't want to talk to you ever again. But I respect that. I respect somebody who says 3 years in, 2 years in, 2 months in, like, yo, this is not working. You go, I go. You know what I mean? It's like, it may be painful in the moment, but both of us one day are going to look back and say, thank God that you had the courage and the boldness to make a very uncomfortable decision. It's like people who walk away on their wedding day.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, it's chaotic. The whole everybody.
Deuces.
I was like, deuces. I know we've come this far, but I would rather pay back lobola.
Yeah.
Than I know that I can never pay back 9 years of your life wasted. So I think it's also just having the boldness once you recognize, like, this isn't working for me, to leave. In relationship, in business, in work. I think something that has been trending in Botswana lately is this idea of like toxic work cultures and corporate bullying.
Yeah.
And for me, even as an employment lawyer, there's a component where I tell my clients, where like, yo, you acceded to this. This person didn't treat you properly the first year, you know, and you stayed, and then you stayed, and then now there's a whole persona around your bully that, you know, and it's like, that environment was not giving you life. That environment wasn't treating you well, and you ignored the energetical component of it. So here we are.
Because I think you then realize that here you have this amazing job.
Yeah.
You have this marriage, and what is deemed to be success is feeling like failure.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Say that again, please.
yeah, like
Nothing worse than looking like a success, but feeling
like a failure.
Sure.
And that is internal to you, and that's the big consequence of ignoring the communication that this is not aligned.
Yeah.
But the deeper one, beyond the consequence of success, I think it's just the erosion of self. Erosion of self. That's because energy debt starts off as subtle. That's why we ignore it. When you lose money, you can tell I'm losing money. Hey.
Yeah.
And then you act quickly on it. But with energy, it's like it's very subtle.
Yeah.
But the crazy thing about it is that what you said, the body keeps score.
Yeah.
And eventually it manifests as the burnout, the sickness, the
Resentment.
lack of joy, the resentment.
Yeah.
those are the bits, but the one is just compromising the
Yourself.
internal integrity, compromising your intuition, compromising your self-trust.
Yeah.
Like, I felt that.
Yeah.
Let me act on it. But you are like, oh no, let me calculate the visible stuff. And then at the compromise of the invisible things. And then one day you wake up, you're having a heart attack. And then you're just like, how did I get here?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the erosion of the self, the boundaries, the standards, the lack of peace
Yeah.
when it comes to like energy debt is the major consequence. Beyond feeling your success feeling like failure, just hella your internal compass being compromised so heavily because you just failed to listen to yourself. Now you can't trust yourself. Like, how are you gonna trust people if you can't trust yourself?
Yeah.
How are you gonna listen to anybody if you fail to listen to yourself? Like, how?
1 + 1.
I can't do.
I love that. That's
Yeah.
so powerful. I don't even think it needs to be repeated. I think let's leave the people with tools that
Thank
they
you.
can use to calculate energy. And we will call this the energetic return on investment test.
Yes, I love that.
So before you make a
Flop
decision, assess what the energetic return on investment is. The energetic return on investment test.
Yes.
By the sapiosexual platter.
You heard it here first. So number one.
Number 1, does this expand or contract me? Very important question.
Highly.
Does this expand or contract me? How do you feel when you're in the presence of certain people? Do you feel magnified?
Yeah.
Do you feel happier? Do you feel lighter?
Yeah.
Or do you feel the exact opposite? How do you feel when you're doing your work? How do you feel when you enter the office?
Yeah.
When you're interacting with your colleagues? When you're interacting with clients?
Yeah.
How do you feel when you're with your husband or your wife? When they kiss you on the forehead? When you... Seriously, guys. It's little things like that, hey?
Yeah.
When you walk together in public, are you inclined to hold his hand? Or do you prefer that, that demure separation? Like,
Yeah.
they're together, but not really. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? All of those are important considerations in assessing whether there is an energetic return on investment. Does this expand or does this contract me?
Yeah.
Number 2.
Number 2, would I choose this if no one knew about it? Because a lot of the times we want the public validation. So we make decisions based on, are people going to know? Especially in the social media era. So it's like, if no one knew about this.
And it was
I
your
did-
little
And it was just my little thing.
pleasure, you little enjoyed. Yeah.
Would I choose this? Am I choosing to get married so that I can tell everybody and announce it on Instagram? And if I didn't do the marriage and the announcing, would I, in private, sit with you and choose you if there was no validation of sorts? It doesn't even have to be public. It could be within family level, friendship levels. Am I clear cut on this decision if no one knew about it? Or I want Shitani to go and applaud me, so therefore let me make this so that she can applaud me, notwithstanding that energetically this is not aligned.
Sure. I'm sure whoever's watching this is feeling like they're being read to filth.
No, Rally Tusa, we're here to help you. We're here to help ourselves because we're on a mission here. And then for the third one,
If this brought 0 pula, $0, 0 tebe, would it still feel right? Because we really underestimate the way that we've been wired for money and profit.
Yeah.
A lot of us make decisions because slay queens, maybe I should take that back.
they're coming after you.
They're coming after me. But yeah, we make decisions based on money. We make decisions. You take a job based on, you don't even look at the entire, you just look at one clause in the contract. How much? And it's like, if this brought no money, would it still feel right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talking about the corporate bullying that you mentioned, recently we lost a colleague, a friend, somebody who empowered us a lot, Moabi Gaikitse. And
May his soul rest in peace.
May his soul rest in
Yeah.
peace. And the big conversation around him dying has literally been that there was a lot of corporate bullying that then led him to certain habits that then eventually led to his demise. And, you realize here's this person who's so accomplished, who's earning a certain amount of money, that at the end of the day, the loss of his life was because his life force and vitality got so depleted by the bullying from the work that you realize that, I got this amount of money, but I
couldn't ever
myself,
replace
the life that is lost. I lost myself in the process. So I think the money one is a really big one because, as you said, we make decisions based around that, but there's a deep cost, and I think his death is activating a legacy of be mindful of our work environments and the energetical return on investment of them beyond the financial. But the last one for our test is, does this make me feel calm or activated?
Yeah.
Like, am I grounded when I'm making this decision, or I'm in a haze of emotions that are going upside down? Because if you're in a state of grounding peace, yes, you can be excited, but there's an excitement that comes with being very centered. Then there's an excitement that is just taking you up left, right, center, and you just don't know. So am I calm or am I activated? And these 4 questions, you need to ask them all the time when you're about to make a decision. What is the energetical return on investment with this thing that I'm about to choose?
That's very powerful.
Yeah.
I love that.
Thank you.
So before you ask what this will gain, ask what will this cost your energy? Because money can be replaced, status can be rebuilt, but your life force is not infinite. My name is Shatani Samalagang.
And I am Belsa Abo Ame.
You've been watching
The Sapiosexual Platter.